Hey, what it do, Sports World, and welcome to the Real Untouchable Podcast with me, Ray Diggs. Man, it is so good to be back on. I missed a couple of days, man. As y'all know, the NBA Finals happened, is concluded, but also Tank Davis and versus Tom Frank Martin. Man, this right here was a hell of a fight, man. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it, but before I get started, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button, and make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. But hey, let's go ahead and jump into this thing. Like I said, I'm happy to be back. I've been a little busy, but I'm back on now. But I want to talk about Tank Davis versus Frank the Ghost Martin. These two right here fought for the lightweight title, and they right here pretty much didn't disappoint. I did a podcast before this fight, and I picked Tank to win, but by unanimous decision. I said that if Frank Martin came out there and fought his type of fight, then Tank, it would make it very difficult for Tank. Frank Martin came out in the first 3 rounds, he fought his type of fight. But then as maybe the fifth or sixth round, he started fighting a totally different fight. I don't know whether he was listening with Derrick James was the info that he was giving him, the instructions that he was giving him. I don't know whether that what was going on with him, but he started to stay on the ropes way too much, and that is why what happened. As y'all know, Tank Davis pretty much KO'd Frank the Ghost Martin in the 8th round to retain his lightweight title and also extend his streak to 30-0, 28 by knockouts. Okay, this dude right here has pretty much been knocking out everybody lately. And when I look at Tank, it shows that Tank is getting better. That's the first thing that I saw when I watched him. I said, man, Tank is getting better. He's getting better and better every single fight. And as he continues to get better, the thing that with Tank is, the reason it's gonna be hard for anybody to beat Tank is because of his power. See, Tank have the power to pretty much stop you on any punch. And that is exactly what happened with Frank the Ghost Martin. Now, the fight made it to the 8th round. And at the time, the judges had Tank up by 1 round. They had him up by 1. It was 67-66. I had it Frank Martin up by 1 because I would have gave Frank Martin the 4th round as well. They had Frank Martin winning the first, second, and 3rd round, and Tank pretty much winning the rest. I had Frank Martin winning the first, second, third, and 4th round because I just feel like he was more active. I feel like he was more engaged. Okay. And even though Tank, he'll throw punches, he was hitting them hard, but he wasn't throwing enough punches. It wasn't until the 5th round when Tank really started to take control of the fight. But like I said, the judges, they see things different. I think they was going by what the fans oohing and eyeing, and I think that they right there pretty much persuade them to pretty much give Tank the 4th round. But when it's said and done, you didn't need the rounds. Tank didn't need the rounds because he stopped another man, and he stopped them in dramatic fashion. Okay, so when we look back at this fight right here, like I said, Tank started off slow. Frank Martin pretty much was moving the first 3-4 rounds. He was moving around. He was throwing punches. But then I'm going to tell you what really happened is that Tank started to hunt. Tank started to pretty much hunt him down. And what did Frank Martin do? He started to stay on the ropes. He started to, instead of moving, he started to be right there stationary in front of Tank. And when he started to do that, Tank pretty much was unloading on him. That is ultimately how he got knocked out, is because he started to stay there. He stood on the ropes, and I'm pretty sure that his coach was telling him to move around, but he stayed there on the ropes. And then after Tank hit him once, pretty much rocked him, and then he pretty much came with the uppercut, hit him, rocked him, and then I don't know, Frank Martin is like he just couldn't, catch himself, or he couldn't recover. And that's when Tank came and just pretty much laid him out with that left. Okay, and when you look at this fight right here, when you look at this Tank Davis versus Frank Martin fight, it was it was actually on his way to be an epic fight because Frank Martin wasn't backing down. That's the good thing about it. Like the first 3 rounds, Frank Martin wasn't backing down. He was pretty much, engaged, pretty much, unleashing, a flurries of, he was missing a lot. Don't get me wrong. Tank had the good tight defense, so he couldn't break it. But when I saw the fifth round, the first thing that came to my mind in the fifth round was, if Frank Martin continue to fight this type of fight, he's going to lose this fight. And he's probably going to get knocked out. And the reason why I felt that he would get knocked out is because he started to just move around without throwing punches while Tank was just stalking him. And once Tank started stalking him and Tank started hitting him with those hard blows, I could tell that it was taking a toll on him. I could tell that he wasn't going to be able to make it 12 rounds with Tank hitting him that hard. And ultimately what happened in the 8th round, because Tank started to lay blows on him. He started to lay haymakers on him. And in the end, it happened how a lot of people said it would happen. 8th round knockout. Me, like I said, I felt like Frank Martin was good enough to pretty much move around for 12 rounds because he had good footwork. But I think after the first about 3 or 4 rounds, I think he was pretty much tired out. You can kind of tell because the 5th round came, 6th round came, he became stationary. He stood right there in front of Tank. He allowed Tank to pretty much lay blows on him. And you got to think about it, Tank just not coming off a 14-month layoff. So I expected him to be rusty. I expected him to start slow. But I think Tank has gotten a little stronger as well. And Tank is becoming all around. If you look back 5 fights ago, this is not the same Tank. And if y'all think that, y'all are crazy. 5, 6 fights ago, this is not the same Tank. This Tank right here is becoming a complete boxer. He's becoming a complete boxer. Meaning, I just don't know, unless Devin Haney can run for 12 rounds, that's the only way I can see him defeating Tank Davis. Shakur Stevenson, I just don't know. I just don't know if Shakur Stevenson can stand up behind those punches. Unless he's going to move around and run around, how he normally do. I just don't know if he can run around enough to beat Tank. And Shakur Stevenson, I think he got superior defense. I think he's a superior fighter. I think he's a hell of a fighter. But I just don't know. I just don't know if he can, move around enough for 12 rounds with Tank stalking him. And will Tank stalk him? Because you got to think about it. Shakur Stevenson is a big fighter. He's a tall fighter. He's taller than Tank. Long arms. Same thing with Devin Haney. They got long arms. So can they make it uncomfortable for Tank because of their length? I don't know. Maybe. But I will say this right here. Tank is getting better and better. And I think, honestly, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney probably should have fought Tank maybe a year or 2 ago, maybe 2 years ago, honestly. Because this Tank right here is getting better and better by the fight. Like, he's becoming better. Like, even when I looked at him against Ryan Garcia, I'm looking at him and I'm like, okay, he's moving, he already short. But when he hits you hard. And like I said, it's a lot of fighters out there that can fight him next. You got the Pitbull Cruz, you got the rematch of Ryan Garcia, but I will say this right here also, the boxing commissioner pretty much announced today that they will be handing down Ryan Garcia's punishment probably sometime the end of this week or next week. So we don't know what's going to happen to him. Maybe they suspend him for 2 years. Then that's 2 years he's going to be out of boxing. But who else is next? Pitbull Cruz, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney should be the next one to fight. I think Devin Haney should go ahead and get him, maybe a comeback fight, and then he should be the one that fight against Tank Davis next. If I'm Devin Haney, I try to get Tank now, okay? Because if you get Tank now, and I just don't know right now, man, with his mental, where is Devin Haney right now? Where is his mental right now? Okay, where is he? Can he even, do he even care about getting back in the ring? I think he do. But, with the way Ryan Garcia beat him, I just don't know if he can stand up to Tank and the power that Tank brings to the table. Like, the power that Tank brings to the table, like, it's crazy. But, You got Teofimo Lopez also. Teofimo Lopez. I just don't know what the hell he got going on. He just be all over the place. Okay. He fighting some guy that's coming up. He put out a statement saying that nobody else wanted to fight him. I don't believe that with Teofimo Lopez. I do not believe that nobody else wanted to fight you. I think that you're picking these fights because you know that they're easy fights. Why don't you step in there with Shakur Stevenson? Okay, Devin Haney. I ain't gonna even lie. I think Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez is a hell of a fight. Honestly, I think Teofimo Lopez versus Ryan Garcia is a really, really good fight. Okay. And honestly, Teofimo Lopez is probably one of the most complete fighters in boxing because he can move around. But they're saying that Lomachenko will face against Tank Davis next. Lomachenko been trying to fight Tank for years now. Now, what makes him want to fight him now? Like I said before, Tank has gotten better. I honestly think if they fought 3 years ago, 4 years ago, Lomachenko pretty much destroys Tank. And the reason I think he does is because Lomachenko was more seasonal at the time than Tank. This Tank right here, I just don't know if Lomachenko, can defeat this Tank right here. I don't know if he can go 12 rounds with him. He got the angles. He's gonna be moving around, but when he get hit, how is he gonna react? Getting hit with somebody like Tank Davis, and that's right there why I'm thinking if Lomachenko fight him 3-4 years ago, he wins. But if he fights Tank Davis now, I just don't know if he can beat Tank now. And like I said, when you go down the line, Lomachenko, Pitbull Cruz, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, you got Shakur Stevenson, who can really, out of all the guys that I just named, who can really beat Tank Davis right now? Out of all of those names, I can see maybe one that maybe can beat him. And that's probably Shakur Stevenson. And the reason I say Shakur Stevenson is because he have really, really good defense. But with Tank getting better and better, I just don't know, man. Tank is getting better and better. Like, it's scary because the dude is only right now 29 years old, and he's getting, like I said, he's getting better and better. He's really just learning how to really box. So, what do y'all think, man? Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Who y'all think Tank should face next? Who do y'all think can defeat Tank? Who out of all of these guys can defeat Tank at 130, between 135 and maybe 142, which 142 ain't a damn weight class, but they make a weight class because these dudes can't make 140, so they'll say 142. So in those pack, who do y'all think can defeat Tank Davis? Now I will say I think Shakur Stevenson will give him a good, really, really good match and possibly beat him. But I think Pitbull Cruz might be the most dangerous fighter for him to face at 135, between 135 and 140. I think that he's the most dangerous fighter that he can fight. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Like I said before, Gervonta Tank Davis KO Frank Martin in the 8th round to retain his lightweight title. I'm happy that he did not accept the belt from Maurice Suleiman. I'm glad that he didn't accept the belt, the freedom belt. I don't know what the hell type of belt that is. Marco Suleiman, I don't know, man. The WBC always making up some crazy stuff. But Tank didn't accept the belt. Suleiman pretty much is upset about that. He came out with a statement today. I'll talk about that in the next segment. But I'm happy that he didn't, because what is the freedom belt anyway? We don't know. Okay, he's the WBC spokes chairman or whatever. But like I said before, Tank Davis stops Frank Martin, 8th round KO, knocked out. He's laid out on the mat, and Tank retains his undefeated record, moving to 30-0, 28 knockouts. And is Tank really the face of boxing right now? I don't know if he's the face of boxing. I don't even know if he's top 3 pound for pound. But I will say this right here: Tank is on his way, and as long as he continue to train hard and do the things that's necessary, I think Tank is chasing greatness. And that's the crazy thing. Tank, you think about the dudes they used to hang, the boxers that used to hang together. Robert Easter Jr., Tank, Earl Spence, Adrian Broner. Tank, Earl Spence is probably the two of their clique that actually, maximize their talent. I don't think Robert Easter Jr., I don't think he maximized his talent. And Adrian Broner, he just lost to Black Ops, And then what did he do after that? He got his money, splurging his money all on Instagram. Pretty much, he back, doing the same BS that he normally do. But I'm telling y'all something, Tank, you can tell that this dude is training hard. You can tell that this dude right here is chasing chasing greatness. I think he's honestly chasing Floyd Mayweather because he hates Floyd, but I think they got a love-hate relationship. But right now, I think Tank is focused, and I think that he's chasing greatness. And his greatness, the guy that he's chasing, you know how LeBron chasing Jordan? I think Tank is chasing Floyd Mayweather because, if he get up there close to him, maybe 45-0, and he retires, Tank, he's going to be one of the greatest, Just thinking about it. The dude is only about 5'5" and coming out there knocking everybody out. He's pretty much been knocking everybody out. And that's right there why I say I feel like Tank, what separates him from people like Adrian Broner and Rob Easton Jr., is I think he's chasing something. He's chasing greatness. He want to maximize his greatness in the sport of boxing. And I'm happy for him, man. Like I said, Tank, he's getting better and better. The dude is on another level right now. And I just don't know who can stop the Tank train right now. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Until next time, y'all have a great Wednesday. Hey, great day. Make sure y'all, do everything you all ever wanted to do. Hey, it's a great day, man. Everybody that's off, enjoy your day. Everybody that got to work, hey, go out there and get that money. Until next time, y'all have a great Wednesday. Peace.